name's Jen, and I'll be your counselor today. I just want you to know that anything you say here in this room is confidential, unless, of course, it's harm to yourself or others. May I have your name, please?
My name's Fatima.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So how can I help you today?
I'm having troubles with culture clash between my parents' Muslim culture and Canadian culture. And we immigrated here about 10 years ago.
Okay, 10 years.
And ever since then, it's just been them trying to force me to relive that culture and not Canadian culture.
Okay. So what I hear you saying is you and your family moved to Canada 10 years ago, and you are having trouble with the Muslim culture and the Canadian culture. And there's a bit of a clash going on.
Yeah.
Can you explain more to me about that?
Well, okay, for example, the main thing is they want me to get married. They already want me to start I'm 19.
Okay.
And they want me to get married and consider having children already at this young age. And it's not something that's on my agenda, on my timeline, my plan. I'm more focused on school and just being young. Just doing what Canadian, culture does, not so much the Muslim culture where they want me to have kids.
Okay. What does it mean to your family to be a 19-year-old woman in a Muslim culture and household?
Well, you're expected to be married to tailor to your husband, I guess you could say. You're supposed to take care of them. You're expected to have kids too. So you have to take care of him, take care of your kids, household stuff. Just, I guess it's what, say a Canadian person would do when they're 30. They kind of expect it a bit younger.
Okay. So what I hear you saying is that your family is expecting you to take on the woman's duty, the woman's role in the household, to get married at a young age, to start a family. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're pretty correct.
And how is the Canadian culture clashing with the Muslim culture?
Well, everyone my age is pretty much in school or is going to finish school soon. They're working on their post-secondary degrees or diplomas. And that's what I'm currently doing too. And I want to complete that, hence why I do not want to get married. And I do not feel like it's the right time to take that next step. And everyone else my age is going out and having fun and partying. And they're not, they don't have a curfew. They're not home by a certain time. Yeah.
Okay. Have you tried confronting your parents about this at all?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And what is their initial reaction to it when you try to explain the Canadian culture and the Muslim culture?
They don't really want to hear it, I guess you could say. They're pretty stubborn about it.
Okay.
I don't know, I explain it to them and I tell them that the times have changed. Things are different here. It's more education first and more individualism than it is family oriented and starting a whole new life as a family. Yeah, but they don't really listen to me, so.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
And has this conflict ever come up with him, or?
It did at first. He was resistant towards it for a while. He was just like, nah, I'm not ready for this. I'm not gonna do this. I'm still basically what I was saying. But eventually, after a couple years, he kind of gave in, and he was just like, okay, fine. You know what? I'll marry someone. I'll start a family. I'll have kids. I'll be the provider. He decided he would do. He was fairly young at the time, but I guess he kind of did it to satisfy my parents. And yeah, I think he's kind of favored it for that.
Okay, now you seem to have a lot of mixed emotions there. The way you say that your brother's favored by your parents, but then how he gave into getting married. Do you want to explore those feelings a little more?
I think it's just the fact that he actually listened to my parents and obeyed them, and I'm just resisting them.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're just the fact that I don't agree with what they're doing or what they want from me. I don't really want that at the moment. But the fact that my brother decided to follow the Muslim culture, I kind of feel like he's favored it for that in a sense.
Yeah. I can tell this is making you quite sad. Talk to your family about that, and
what's the point? They don't do this.
Yeah. Okay. to your father about this, and what are his beliefs on that?
His beliefs are basically I should get married, I should start my family, I should have kids, and I shouldn't worry so much about going out and having fun at this point because I have other responsibilities that I should be taking on in life.
And your mother, is she more understanding towards your opinion?
Maybe like the slightest bit, but she doesn't agree with
No.
my opinion.
So they're very traditional based. And,
Yeah.
and what about your brother? You had made a comment that he was kind of forced into this, but eventually just gave into it.
Yeah.
Have you tried speaking to him about how you feel?
I have, and I think out of all of them, he understands the most.
Okay.
Just because at first, like, he did have that resistance.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get married. He didn't want to go with the traditional route. But, I mean, I guess, yeah, he probably doesn't understand me the most. He tells me it's good that I've, like, kept up with it and didn't give in like he did. I mean, he doesn't regret what he did because, like, he loves his wife and his kid and everything. But he's just, like, the fact that I'm sticking to my guns.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good that you have some support there.
Yeah.
And what I hear you saying about your mom and dad is they're not very open-minded to it. Now, would you be willing to try to confront them again if we summarize some ideas or questions?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've tried, I don't know if I've done it in, like, the correct way, but I have tried talking to them about it. And, like, it's just when we talk about that they get, like, the most irritated. If we're just having a normal conversation, then my parents are fine, but sometimes, like, hints of it will get brought up within the conversation. Like, oh, look at them, they look like a happy couple, or, you know, just little inputs like that, and I know what they're like, taking, like, little jabs, and they're just reminding me about that's what they want me to do. I just keep silent, stick with elephant in the room, it's just always,
It's always,
yeah.
Now, what would happen if you decided not to get married and to wait until you were 25 or whatever age you're comfortable with? What would their reaction be to that?
I don't, probably wouldn't like it very much.
Yeah, okay.
It'd be disappointing, but if that's what they don't, like, I can't really do anything.
Yeah. Well, what I hear you saying is about the Canadian culture a lot is that people are free
Yeah.
to do what they want. So is it you're not really wanting to be part of the Muslim culture because they're so strict to it, or would you be willing to see things from their point of view, or?
Well, I mean, I see where they're coming from, like my parents, because that's how they were brought up, and their grandparents, and, you know, like just generations before that. But the fact that now you're in Canada, and it is more of a different culture, and it's just the way that I've been brought up these past few years since I was younger, and the way that they've brought up is just different.
Yeah, you've almost seen two different sides.
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay, so would you be willing to maybe try to confront your parents again?
I guess, I just don't know how successful it would be.
Have you ever tried writing a letter expressing your feelings to them? Because in that way, sometimes when you do that, then you're not direct.
Yeah.
You're not face to face, and
Yeah.
then they're not gonna almost snap at you or
Yeah.
anything like that. But I was also thinking a role play. We booked another appointment. You could come back and you could do a role play. So like I could be your mom and you could try talking to
okay.
me, or I could be you
Yeah.
and you could be your mom.
Okay, so then just like figure.
Kind of switch the rules a little bit
Okay.
and see where things go from there. Because throughout our conversation today, it does seem as though there is some culture clash, and you are leaning to more towards the Canadian culture than the Muslim culture, and your parents are very traditional in that. But you want some freedom, you want some time for yourself, and
Yeah.
time to explore yourself as a person.
Slowly just do it at my pace.
Yeah, exactly. So, would you be interested in booking another appointment?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. It sounds like, so I'd be willing.
Okay. Well, thank you.